And again, we're seeing the extremist and radical elements of the Republican Party do the unthinkable, which is put their own voters in danger. They're playing Russian roulette with their lives and cheering them on at the same time. And I'd like to know what the so-called leadership in Congress, like Kevin McCarthy, is going to do about one of his own members going out there and advocating for people to shoot and kill and hurt and perpetrate violence against people who are trying to do their civic duty. This is deranged. This is dangerous. And the one thing that we know after what happened on January 6th, Republicans can't hide behind the idea that, oh, it's just empty rhetoric. It's just for effect. It's entertainment. No, we know that their people, they live and breathe by the words that these guys say. And they take it very seriously and very literally. And after what we saw on January 6th with people incited by the rhetoric of Republicans like Marjorie Taylor Greene and Donald Trump and the majority of the Republican Party, that going out there and giving these kind of marching orders can result in violence, can result in mayhem, can result in very dangerous and just mind-blowing consequences. And I want to know what the Republican leadership is going to do about this.
And it's not just Marjorie Taylor Greene. I mean, Congressman Madison Cawthorn. Let's listen to what he recently said.
You have sacrificed the social, emotional, and psychological development of our children on the altar of wokeness. Forcing our children to wear masks is nothing short of psychological child abuse, period.
I mean, Alencia, we have schools starting across the country. That message is very different from parents, you can make your own decisions.
I cannot control my emotion. The fact that we have children, and you have all had doctors on this station talking about how we're seeing the rise, not only the rise in COVID cases in children, but particularly more dangerous, right? Like we're seeing children in ICUs. And now they're playing this political rhetoric around some freedom when it's a public health emergency and our children need to be protected. The people that are in those schools day in and day out need to be protected. And so this want to be oppressed because of a mask mandate, I'm sorry, as a descendant of the enslaved people in this country, I promise you that wearing a mask is not oppressive. And I promise you that taking this vaccine, which has had years and years of studying, is actually not going to harm people.
I mean, Kurt, I don't know how you're going to follow up on what Alencia just said, but I just wanted to ask you really quickly. I've only got about a minute left with you. Let's talk Florida then. We're talking about masking in schools. Florida schools are prevented from doing their own mask mandates, and a lot of people are accusing Ron DeSantis of putting kids' lives at risk because he has future presidential aspirations. Do you see that as what he's doing?
He is, and again, I don't understand the quote-unquote logic of someone that's running for president in 2024, presumptively here, thinking that the best thing to do is to have his voters go out and die. I don't see the logic in that at all. And I love these Republicans who like to hide behind the idea of personal freedom and liberty to validate their anti-mask, anti-vaccine, anti-public health, and science positions, when if you're a woman who wants to make a decision with her body, oh, then it's okay to have government tell you what you can or can't do. When after the wake of 9/11 terrorist attacks, when they were using every means available at their government to suspend civil liberties and do things like the Patriot Act, they were okay with that back then. So it's really something to watch this party that's clung to these ideas of freedoms and notions to justify their tyranny now hide behind them to put us all in danger.